So Lucas Big Daddy Browne knocks out Ruslan Chagaev in the 10th round to capture the WBA heavyweight regular title, becoming the first Australian to become heavyweight champion. Wow. Congratulations to Lucas Browne. I'm very happy for him because I think he deserves the title. He deserves his win because he has worked very hard. And I have to say, this was another good fight for the heavyweights, man. And what I really appreciate about the heavyweights is that they're not looking for the judges to help them, to score points to get a decision for a win. They're there to knock you out, and that's the mentality of a heavyweight. And I like that. They're there to knock you out, and they're there to come to fight. And they don't care what backyard they're in. They're going to fight, and they're going to try to knock you out, and they're going to win. And that's why I can appreciate Deontay Wilder for going to Russia against Povetkin, which some of you thought he was going to vacate his title. And he's going to go in and try to knock out Povetkin. I'm not saying he's going to knock him out, but he's going to try to knock him out. Okay? Now, on to the fight. What really impressed me about Browne is that his boxing ability. And I said in my prediction video, my pre-fight video, that he does have some boxing skills. And he perfectly displayed that today against Chagaev. I mean, he kept him at bay. He kept him at distance with his long jab and, followed up with the right cross. And he also kept his great poise, great composure, and patience in there. And obviously I scored. I gave before the stoppage, I gave Lucas Browne 8 rounds to 2 because Chagaev couldn't really do anything. And as I mentioned in my pre-fight video, the only way Chagaev can win this fight is through the inside. And to his credit, he was able to counter Browne quite often. And the reason being, and I said before about Browne, is that he has a terrible tendency of keeping his hands very, very, very low. So that kept himself open for counters. And so, for adjustment's sake, Browne's really going to have to keep his hands up. And I know a mentality of a power puncher is that they rely so much on their power to get them through fights and have less regard for defense. But he did go 10 rounds here. And whatnot. And I know in the 4th round, I believe, or it was the 5th round. Yeah, it was the 5th round. No, it was the 6th round, where Chagaev actually knocked down Browne with he set it up with the right body cross and then finished up with the left hook to the head, and that really stung Browne. And Browne was really, really hurt. And what I was also impressed about Browne is in that situation that he remained patient. He didn't panic. And, Browne does have a very, very, very lengthy, he has a very, very lengthy combative background. I mean, he's competed in MMA, so he's been in situations like that before where he had to, be patient, remain calm until he can get through rounds, whatnot. Not saying I'm not comparing MMA to boxing, y'all. Let's not get it twisted here. What I'm saying is that Browne has been in situations where he has been knocked down, where he can get back up, he can finish fights, he can remain patient, calm, and whatnot. And that's exactly what he did. Because after that knockdown, he did take control of the fight after that by keeping Chagaev with his jab, with his activity, keep his distance so that way he doesn't give Chagaev any chances of coming in and applying pressure. And by the way, Chagaev was applying pressure in this fight, and Browne was giving him all kind of angles, which is kind of confusing Chagaev in a way. And speaking of Chagaev, he obviously he came in pretty much probably the worst shape of his career. He looked, obviously this was the heaviest I believe, and he looked very, very, very lethargic in there. I mean, then again, he did look very technical, but at the same time, due to his short reach and all, he just really couldn't do what he wanted to do against Browne. But of course, in the 10th round, that's where the knockout happened. With a minute left, Browne came in with a solid, monstrous crushing right to the head, and he knocked Chagaev always so far back to the other side of the ring with that right. I'm like, whoa, Jesus. And then, of course, Browne came back and applied the pressure to get him out of there, threw a flurry of punches, and Chagaev was pretty much out, on his feet momentarily. And then the referee stopped the fight, knowing that Chagaev couldn't really defend himself. He wasn't throwing back. And the crowd was really, really upset about that because they felt that, Chagaev wasn't really on his feet. They felt that he was defending himself to the point that he should have gotten a chance to, to continue to fight. But the problem was he wasn't throwing anything back, okay? And the referee, in my opinion, did a good job to make sure that Chagaev can at least go home to his family and live to fight another day. Now, where does he go from here? We don't know. I mean, he has been fighting for years. I'm not insinuating retirement, but I don't know where he can go at this point. But hey, we'll see. Now, as far as Lucas Browne's concerned, he does move ahead in this WBA heavyweight tournament. I think his next opponent will be Frez Akendo. Now, I expect him to get by Akendo because Akendo is really past his prime. So I don't think he has what it takes to beat Browne. But you may never know. This is boxing, especially heavyweight boxing, when anything can happen. Again, my hats off to Lucas Browne. Congratulations to him. And to you, Australia. You guys have your first heavyweight champion from Australia, world heavyweight champion, the regular heavyweight champion. So I know some people would talk about a future bout between him and Tyson Fury. That would definitely be a damn good fight. Lucas Browne versus Tyson Fury. I mean, if that fight does happen, hypothetically, who do you think is going to win? Let me know what you think. Drop a comment below, share, subscribe, signing off. Peace.